Marcellus, I'll start with you.
Please do.
Is Kirk Cousins a franchise quarterback?
Yes, he is a franchise quarterback.
Did you watch last night?
Did you?
Yes.
Did you? And did it remind you of something? Did it remind me of Aaron Rodgers when he came to California, both of those games? Oh, it did, kind of. Did it remind me of Tom Brady when he was going against Cincinnati? A little bit, itty-bitty. But I understand they don't have the same equity in resume, so I'm not going there. But what you're describing as a franchise quarterback, you're actually conflating into Hall of Fame quarterbacks. All of the guys you named are future Hall of Famers or on a trajectory to being a Hall of Famer. But there's another tier, which is between, let's say, an all-pro status or Pro Bowl status and a guy that the franchise can sell hope and hope that they can win with. That is the criteria for a franchise quarterback. So if you look at Kirk Cousins, what is he? The leader of a 10-5 ball club. You're talking about last night. With one arm behind his back, without his top two running backs, he went out there and lost the ball game once again on Monday night. But if you look at Kirk Cousins in totality, he is a guy that you can hang hopes on, that he can win and hopefully get you into the postseason and make a run. So for your criteria, Hall of Fame quarterback, then obviously you're not going to respect his body of work, but he is a franchise quarterback.
No, I love your definition.
Okay, appreciate that.
He's a hope quarterback. You're right. And you don't pay a hope quarterback like a franchise quarterback.
Oh, really? Rich Gannon, late bloomer?
No. He was a franchise quarterback in Oakland.
Not at that age?
I don't care. And again, pay him on hope, but don't pay him like a franchise.
Oh, man.
I'll take it. I'll take it because this is the one instance where I'm going to agree with Jason Whitlock. I'm going to agree with him because I've always believed that the quarterback pay scale has been out of line. Here's the deal. You pay quarterbacks that can elevate your team on the strength of their right arm. You pay those guys their tier one money. So when you talk about Lamar Jackson being in there, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady forever, those guys are worthy. If they can't elevate the team, if they need all the pieces around them to be correct, then you can't pay them $30+ million. That has always typically been the standard that I've gone. No, because why am I paying you franchise money when you can't elevate the franchise and you need all the assistance?
Elevate it to what level is the conversation? Because outside of Brady?
Last night at home with the division on the line.
Oh, so we're talking about regular season wins.
Well, I'm just talking about doing your job, elevating the team.
Well, we keep putting Brady in the conversation with Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers and others. Those guys have one Super Bowl. And you know why they only have one Super Bowl? Because they don't have all the pieces around them at certain times.
Ooh, Tom Brady didn't always have all the pieces around him.
Exactly. So if we're going to say franchise quarterback and put Brady's name in it, everybody else is something different. Oh, it got quiet.
No.
What?
No.
Brady?
You changed the definition to winning Super Bowls. Bucky's talking about elevating your team on a consistent basis.
Yes.
And last night
So we should call it elite. So let's just say the elites. So it's only a handful of elites. The elites are the top 10%. So we'll say the elites. So the Pat Mahomes, that crew, we'll put those guys up there. But there is a group of guys who their contract comes up and we're paying them like they're guys that can elevate that.
He didn't elevate Washington?
No.
Yes, he did.
Yes, thank you. Y'all remember Washington before Kirk Cousins?
He was stabilizing that franchise.
He did. You know what he stabilized?
That's elevated.
He stabilized him as a 500 quarterback. That's what I'm paying for. I'm paying for average.
I'm just telling you, he did stabilize the team.
Okay, that's cool.
While I will say, no, he's not a franchise quarterback, I will disagree in saying that he does have the potential to be. I think he does check off a lot of boxes. You can't undervalue, and I know you respect this, you cannot undervalue the character and the leadership of a guy that's in that lead role. Kirk Cousins
He's a leadership quarterback then, not a franchise.
I'll
pay him leadership money.
I'll take a leadership.
It ain't
quarterback.
franchise money.
When you look at the money is based upon what the economics of the position is required.
And let's change the economics of the position.
Well, but we can't base that off of Kirk Cousins. You got to base that off of what these franchises are paying that position. It's the position that's dictating the money.
And I'm saying we need to look at it differently. Yeah. The position used to pay the running backs the most in the NFL. It doesn't anymore.
That's still a different conversation. You're moving the goalposts and distracting the conversation here. Kirk Cousins has the ability to be a franchise quarterback.
And until he gets there, don't pay him like one.
But the economics of the position says if you have a defense like the Vikings have, and they've gone as far as they've gone in the playoffs before getting him, I made that mistake before, I won't do it again, you still are looking at what possibilities are there for this team by putting him in that position, and they paid for what they thought they were getting. Now, if he isn't that yet, he isn't that yet. But does he have the capabilities? He certainly has the capabilities.
It's just amazing that people forget that the Washington Redskins were 3-13 before Kirk Cousins got there. And he took them all the way to 9.
He got there at the same time as RG3.
Yeah. But he was a backup. He was a backup.
I'm talking about when he hit the field. You want to see the record go? 4 wins, 9 wins, 8 wins.
Average.
It went downhill.
But where you starting from?
You're just average.
Where you starting from?
Guy.
You're starting from 3 wins.
Go look at his record against winning teams.
I know that.
His record against winning teams.
Respect.
His record in spotlight games. 0-9. That's not a franchise
guy.
guy.
An average guy.
Why can't he? That's what he
way
is.
Too strong.
That's what he is. He's an average guy with a nice personality.
32. There's only 32 jobs out there where you could be a starting quarterback.
Among those 32, he's relatively average.
He falls right in there, 16, 17.
He's above the average.
He's not a top 10 quarterback.
He's above the average.
He's not a top 10. He's right in the middle of the pack.
Come on now.
He's average, but we're paying him like this. So the whole thing is the scale is out of whack. Because with the quarterbacks, any quarterback is getting big-time money. They're the highest-paid guys on the team. We've all sat in locker rooms, and we've looked across there, and we've seen the average quarterback make more than everybody else. And we know that he's not the reason that the team is winning or losing. And so if teams would just make it like it was at the park, I got first pick. Who do I want? Give me Marcellus. Instead of saying, hey, the quarterback, the guy that takes the snap every play is the most valuable guy. It's wrong.
Well, we all know
but you know why? You know why? Because all the quarterbacks are on TV talking about how important the quarterback position is.
Everybody talks about how important the quarterbacks are.
No.
Everybody
you
does.
Do. Don't throw everybody into it.
Oh, you're part of everybody.
Are having a different conversation than the one you are. The system's this way, so it must be this way.
That's what he just said. That's what Bucky just said.
No, that's what you're saying.
No.
Me and Bucky are saying they need to evaluate these guys based off their contribution to the team, because Bucky just made a hell of a point.
Yeah.
Nick Foles making $23 million a year. Is he the best player? Is he the best player in Jacksonville?
It's the economics that's driving the position. You guys are putting it on the player's name. Y'all putting it on the player's name. It's the economics that surrounds the position, and I'm going to stop.
And let's talk about those same economics.
Go ahead, take it.
When we talk about the cap that has went up $10+ million each year for the last 6 years, which will justify the money he makes. But what would justify in the court of public opinion will be the numbers. He is the quarterback of a 10-win franchise, possibly 11. He is the 4th-rated quarterback in terms of quarterback passer rating. He is 5th in touchdowns, but he's not top 10. So where do you want to go to show he's not top 10 if his performances and the most important column, win-loss column, shows he's a top 10 quarterback?
Okay, so
I got a computer right here.
No, I'm great, because what's going to happen is their argument is going to flip then when we begin to talk about Dak Prescott, because then everything that you're talking about is with passing yards and quarterback wins and all that.
Look
and
at
so
Whitlock,
then
not me.
So then it's going to flip, because then
he
is right behind Tom Brady with the wins since 2016 and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So what happens is, when we made the quarterback out to be the end-all, be-all, we end up overpaying for the position as opposed to evaluating guys strictly on their talent, performance, and production and contribution to the squad.
That's how it's always been, Bucky.
Yeah, that doesn't make it right.
Hey, that is how it always
That doesn't make it right, though.
Hey, LaVar.
All right, Bucky
LaVar. LaVar. I mean, honest to goodness, we have to go deeper than that's how it's always been. Because let me finish. If we just kept with that's the way it's always been, we wouldn't be on this show.
Not all 4 of us.
See?
We wouldn't be on this show. None of them. So again, I don't care that that's the way it's always been. What we're having a conversation about is what's right. And to me, if I'm an NFL player in these locker rooms and I'm playing these other positions, and I'm going, damn, this dude can keep going out here with this average performance, and he's going to get this major pay raise. Nick Foles is going to make $23. I'm going to make $10 million, even though I'm a Pro Bowl, All-Pro.
Bradford made $20 million last year.
I'm sorry. If I'm an NFL player, I'm like,
hold on,
this is crazy.
Ezekiel Elliott is making a gang of money and only got
13, 14
this
million.
year. Hold on, let's go. If I'm in that locker room with Ezekiel, I'm like, you ain't earning that dough this year. If I'm in the locker room with Todd Gurley, who has no games over 100 yards this year, you ain't earning that dough. So why we keep picking at the warts at quarterback
but I'm okay. But
and
I'm
not
okay
the warts
with that,
at other positions?
But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with also holding people to task. Like, look, compensation and production have to match.
And his
It has to
production
match
actually
up.
does.
But
it's just his narrative.
Here's my
fourth
point.
in quarterback passer rating.
Okay,
fifth in touchdowns.
so then we're going to put Jameis up there. Jameis got like 5,000 yards.
About to get his money.
I mean, we're going to talk about him being a $30 million
franchise.
And he should.
It's the
my
economics
franchise.
of the position.
But the position is driven by those economics.
And whether it's been that way all along or not,
I just want
the NFL's
I just want you
business
to
model.
understand. America used to have a business model.
Okay.
That
Making cars.
that had us in a position. Well, the economics
coal.
of your position pays you nothing, and so we might as well just keep it that way because these people are valued at a higher rate
There
than
are a
you.
lot of people
and so,
that live that
again,
way.
all I'm saying is with the NFL, if I'm an NFL player that plays any other position than quarterback, I'm like, why do we keep sending all the money to the quarterbacks? How come more of it can't come our way?
The game
It's the
is
reason
built around
Ezekiel
all this.
Elliott making $14 million. The reason why he's not catching much, he's making $14 million. If they were paying him $35 like they're about to pay Dak, he would be catching major
And he
leagues.
would have to justify that by touching the ball every single play, which he can never do at his position. Most important position and a position that, let's be real, we've all played different positions in the locker room. You can focus singularly on just your position and ball out in the NFL, except one, and it's quarterback. Everybody else, if you're a D tackle, man, what they doing back in the back end? I don't even know. What a quarterback has to know. All 11 guys, including himself, and then he has to know what the defense is doing in disguise and then projecting that to what it's going to be in reality. Come on, man.
That's his job.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.